Good morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, EOS, Ethereum and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day's support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Saturday the 22nd of August. Jumping straight in to Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlestick, particularly bearish start to the morning after yesterday's sell-off. Going to need to see Bitcoin move through the pivot at 11,633 to support a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 11,784. Going to need to see support from the broader market to break out from 11,500 levels and through to 11,700 to support any upward momentum on the day. Barring an extended rally on the day, expect resistance at the pivot level to pin Bitcoin back. In the event of a sharp rebound, got the second major resistance level sitting at 12,037 to limit any upside. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 11,380 into play. Barring another extended sell-off, Bitcoin should avoid the second major support level sitting at 11,229. In the event of a meltdown, got support at 11,000 to limit the downside. Looking at the MACDs, widening of the bearish histograms, suggestive and supportive of this morning's pullback, and we're seeing a widening of the 50 from the 100 and 200, and a bearish crossover of the 100 through the 200, suggestive of another pullback on the day. So key through the morning would be to move back through to 11,500, then the pivot, and then to target 11,700. Failure to do that, and you could start seeing sub 11,000s come into play. Moving across to EOS against the US dollar, also bearish start to the morning. Going to need to see EOS recover the early losses to move through the pivot level at 3.3665 to support a run at the first major resistance level sitting at 3.5135. Going to need to see a broad-based crypto rebound to support a break back through to 3.50 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level will cap any upside. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level sitting at 3.1038 into play. Barring another extended sell-off, EOS should avoid sub 3s and the second major support level sitting at 2.9568. Looking at the MACDs, also a widening of the bearish histograms, and we're seeing the 100 EMA narrow through the 200 and a widening of the 50 from the 100 and 200, supportive of this continued pullback. So key through the morning would be to avoid the support levels and to move through the pivot level to target 3.5s. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, tracking the broader market, another bearish start to the day. Going to need to see Ethereum recover the early losses and move through the pivot level at 397.32 to support a run at the first major resistance level at 409.65. Going to need to see broad-based crypto rebound for Ethereum to break back through to 400 levels, however. So barring an extended rally on the day, that first major resistance level would cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, got the second major resistance level sitting at 431, but we're not expecting Ethereum to visit anything beyond 410s on the day. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level at 375.73 into play. Barring an extended sell-off, Ethereum should avoid the 38.2% fib at 367 and second major support level sitting at 363.4. Looking at the MACD, widening of the bearish histogram, supportive of another pullback through the morning, and we've seen the 100 crossover the 200, bearish crossover there, and a widening of the 50 from the 100 and 200, suggestive of another pullback. So key through the morning will be to avoid the first major support level and to move back through to 400 levels. Failure to do that, and you could see Ethereum target a 4 through to 3 sub 370 levels. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, tracking the broader market, the bearish start to the day, widening of the bearish histograms on the MACD, and we're seeing the 50 EMA widen from the 100 and the 200. Key through the morning would be for Ripple's XRP to move back through to 0.28 levels and the pivot level at 28.42 to target the first major resistance level at 0.2908. We need to see plenty of support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 28 and then test resistance at 0.29. Failure to move through the pivot would bring the first major support level setting at 0.2726 into play. In the event of an extended sell-off, could see the second major support level setting at 26.59 come into play before any recovery. So key through the morning, need to see Ripple's XRP move back through to 0.28 levels to support a move through the pivot and then to target 0.29 levels.